I'm Allison.
Hi, I'm Emily.
I'm Arabella.
And
we're
we
the
are
Moon
Moon
Chicks.
And we're students at UTSA San Antonio studying math for teaching, and here we have our habitat to show you.
Okay, so we're going to start off with our energy supply. We chose a nuclear reactor for its high capacity and lightweight, NASA tested. It's going to be at the surface here, buried to protect it from the regolith. It's also at the surface, so that way we're protecting our astronauts from the radiation in their living and working area. It has a radiator on top just to get rid of that excess heat. Now our other energy source is going to be down here in our habitat. It's going to be a backup battery. Now we did choose to put our battery near the entrance and exit since it will have to be replaced and it's heavy. Also at the surface, we have our antenna, which is something that's going to need to have the regolith cleaned, maybe something that we need to repair in the future, but it does have to be at the surface. Now we incorporated two regular entrance and exits into our plan. We have an emergency exit up here near the living area and particularly the bedrooms. For our emergency exit and our other two exits, we have a decontamination zone. So that way the astronauts are not bringing the radiation into their living and working environment. Also, we chose to go with an astronomy lab. So that way we're continually working on that mission to Mars and studying, what we're doing. Then we also went with a human body lab. So that way we're constantly working on improving the living conditions for humans in space. And then we also incorporated a hospital.
Yeah, and our next key component, to provide our water, we chose to do a drilling room. So that's in the center of the habitat, so it's accessible to all other locations. And so our first thing that we chose to put right by the drilling room is the private bathrooms. And we chose to do private bathrooms because we did shared bedrooms just to keep like the happiness and well-being of astronauts. And also going back to the drilling room, the way it works is it drills underground for the water, and we have a water tank right beside it, which is transported into using the pulley system. And right through that is going to be the water decontamination, which is a filter that just filters the water from any contaminants. And so also beside that, we have our recreational area where astronauts will eat together. And then we have our aquaponics farming, which has fish in case they get tired of like the vegetables. They can also eat the fish and the fish can reproduce. And then beside that, we have our oxygen system. And then in case of like any dying plants or anything like that, up here we have our storage, which includes our seed vault, and then more food, which would be the dehydrated food that we chose to go with.
We're past 3 minutes, so we'll have to redo it. Down here we have our recreational sports center. We decided to do this so that way we can think about our astronauts' mental health, and we also put it right next to the hospital just in case of injury. We then put a game room, a library, cafe, as well as a movie theater right by the shared bedrooms. So that way this is kind of an area to lounge, rest, gather yourself, do anything that you want to do by yourself. Down here we have our mission patch. Here we have our moon. We decided to do half of the moon as the surface and then the other half showing kind of the inside and the lunar lava tubes.